the local bodies, the panchayats, and so on. And then the middle tier, the state, and then the upper tier, the union government. Then you've got union government, the state government as well as local bodies. I love the local bodies most. Because that's where the people, without most of India, I say it's still a developing country. And resources need to be reached at the local level. And for local bodies, the lowest system of local bodies is the panchayat. Panchayat comprises of some 2 villages or even 1 village. And you have a panchayat leader who is elected directly. But then the next tier of the local body is the union. That's the revenue
submitting. And then the third level is the Zilla Parishad or the district chairman. So you have a panchayat with the ward members. Then you have a union chairman with the union councillors who contest for 5,000 votes. And then you have the third tier in the rural local body, district chairman with district councillors who contest for 50,000 votes. That's the rural side of the local body. When you come to the urban side of the local body, you have town panchayat, which approximately about 15,000 people live there. Then just got a own chairman, elected indirectly, and then the next is the municipality. That approximately about 50 to 60,000 people vote. And then you have the corporations where you have a mayor. These mayors are very, very powerful people. But unfortunately, the state government doesn't allow them to function properly. See the mayor of London, the former mayor of Paris went on to become the president of France. You have mayors of New York, which are very, very powerful people. So mayors, they have their own power. They're very powerful, but unfortunately they're not allowed to function. That's politics set aside. Then you come to the states. State government, we've got our own chief minister and council of ministers and assembly MLAs. And then you have the parliament where you have the upper house and the lower house. The upper house is the Rajya Sabha. It's got about 250 members, out of which 238 are elected by members of assembly in the states, council of states. And then 12 nominated by the president, and then the Lok Sabha. Members elected directly by the people. And we have today we have 543 members of parliament. Friends, I don't want to get more into this technical thing. I'm sure most of you know about these technical things. But why we are here is we want you to be engaged in how laws being made. Not only knowing about it, but getting involved, in a sense, getting involved. I want you to join politics, be involved in politics. Know what is politics. If you know politics, then you will elect a good leader. If a good leader comes, there will be a good leadership for the country as well as for the state, and you will get a lot of priorities and policies so that you will have a very strong India. That is why I'm asking you to come to politics. Engage yourself in politics. Because today, in movies, they say politicians are all very notorious. That's how they show in movies, and they try to get over anything and everything and like that. But that's not true. Movies are different. Just for the sake of the movie, they do it. But not everybody are. As we want to do a lot for our country, for our youngsters, for future generations. When we had the first election in India, in 1947 it was the Constituent Assembly, where the members were nominated. But then the first election we had in India was in 1952. In 1952, we had about 82 members of parliament below the age of 35. Today, unfortunately, we have only 25 members of parliament below the age of 35. Imagine, in 1952, so youngsters went into politics. And we had 85 members, with 82 members below 35. Today is only 25. We need more. India is the largest democracy in the world. It has got the highest population in the world. It has got the youngest population in the world. The average population of India is about 28.7. But today the average age of India is 28.7. The average age of today's parliament is 56. The average age of the parliament which was there in 1952 was 46. So we are moving away. The target is we should move in. And that's why we need your contribution. Not only I see today's youngsters mostly in their phone. It's about movies and cricket. Engage yourself in politics. Know who's your politician. When I said local bodies, recently there was election in Chennai for the urban local bodies to pick out your councillors. And you know how many people voted in Chennai? The vote percentage in Chennai was 43. Very, very unfortunate. And the average voting percentage for the rural local body was 72. Chennai was 43. It's a shame. You want your facilities, you want your roads to be well, you want mosquito-free Chennai, you want your gutter-free Chennai. Come and vote. Vote a good councillor. Vote for a good mayor. That's the responsibility of the young generation. So this is something which I think you people have to come into politics. There are some great leaders currently in the world who are very, very young leaders. Take for example the Prime Minister of France. I think when he became the Prime Minister he was 34. I'm not talking about the President Macron, the Prime Minister. I don't get his name. And then you had Premier of Chile, he is now 35. Ecuador, 34. Montenegro, I think 36. Georgia, 38. These are all young leaders who have become prime ministers and presidents at this young age. And I think there is an opportunity for you. Don't think only about your studies and I have to settle down in life. I have to settle down in life. I have to do some work here. I have to do that. There are some things beyond that. Every one of you have inherent talent in you. Every one of you in this room and outside. You all are talented. But only problem is the opportunity to bring out the talent. That is there, but you have to avail that. You are talented. Grab hold of any opportunity which comes to bring out your talent. Everyone are leaders. You are leaders. So once you get that leadership, okay, opportunity, sure. I was 35 when I became a minister. I'm not going to, I don't know to do something boast or something, but 35. I wasn't an MLA before that. I wasn't an MP before that. So just directly I became minister at 35. And when I went to the parliament, it was the first time I went to the parliament and I saw great leaders inside and what I am doing here. But then I went on to get to know things and then in 5 years of my tenure, I could do a lot for this country. Today I'm sitting back, I'm so happy that I could do a lot for my country. Anywhere in the world I go, people come to me and say, sir, thank you for banning smoking in public places. We are very, very happy. Earlier we couldn't go by bus or by train or go to the theatre, go to the mall or go to some complex or office. People smoke because of you, they stop smoking. And my favorite thing which I love doing is the National Rural Health Mission, where today 60% of maternal mortality rates have been reduced by this one program. So, they told about 108 ambulance services, which has been saving millions and millions of lives. We need to improve further at that. And of course, polio and all these issues. This is an opportunity given, and I could do it. So if I could do, I'm sure all of you have the capacity. You all definitely can do, but you should try and persevere and go through the process. I don't want to take much time because Rakhaji is there and he will enlighten you much, much better. The last part I just want to say to you about is, what is the most challenging thing happening today for you? Can anybody say? The biggest challenge you're facing today? Anybody? Yes. Good. Gender inequality rooted. Yes. Distractions. Lack of awareness, distraction through social media. Okay. Yes. Educational disabilities. Like differential education or quality education or educational opportunities. Good. Anybody else? A lot of workforce, but unemployed. Very good. Yes.
Lack of opportunities in marginalized areas.
In marginalized sections, lack of opportunity. Very good. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Good. The cream is taken and then the rest are left behind. Very good, thank you. Srivas, you have a lot of responsibility to take care of all these issues. But according to me today, I'm going on a wider issue. Climate change and global warming. See, all the issues which you have tagged today are very, very important, not only for you, but for the community around you, as well as for the youngsters in India. But then the issue of climate change and global warming is something where not only you are going to face, your children, your grandchildren, and then the coming generations are going to face a horrid, horrid time. I thought I won't see changes in climate change for the next 100 years. But then today, you have extreme climate events. See, 3 days ago, I think Monday was the hottest day ever recorded in the history of the world. Do anybody know? So this is something where everyone has to know about it, not only you, your parents, your relatives, the future, everyone should know about what we are going through. Because this is something which is going to affect the entire 8 billion population in the world. It is already affected. Directly and indirectly, you're going to have food crisis in the future. You're going to have newer diseases in the future. You're going to have unemployment in the future. You're going to have climate refugees in the future. You're going to have severe floods, severe droughts, agricultural shortage. So lots of things which you're going to face in the future depends on what action we take. And what action the world has taken, I'm very skeptical. Nothing much I think. Because I'm an environmentalist. I've been an environmentalist for the last 30 years. I love my environment and I fight for climate change to reverse it. 150 years ago, the world's average climate was 14 degrees centigrade. Today it is increased to 15.2 degrees centigrade. Just 1.2 degrees centigrade increase. You think this, oh, 1.2 nothing. In Chennai we have 44 degrees centigrade. Delhi we get 52 degrees centigrade, that's not nothing. But then the average temperature, 1.2, causes extreme climate events. And say, today cyclones have become super cyclones. Typhoons have become super typhoons. Hurricanes, super hurricanes. Droughts, super droughts. And the Mother Nature now, she is very, very annoyed with us. You have to take care of her. She's annoying. You have to listen to that. So, I just take a couple of minutes, sir. This is something very close to me, sir, this climate change. So, because, sir, once I went to a college, a women's college, 3 years ago, sir. There were nearly 2,000 children there. I asked, have you ever heard of climate change, global warming? Raise your hand, put 5 of them. So I was shocked. So this is the problem today the world is facing and is going to face. Not any other problem. All the other problems are very, 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 very minuscule compared to this. And we have to start talking about this. Make such a noise that the government takes action. Take action to reduce fossil fuel, to plant more trees, to reduce greenhouse gases. Take a lot of policies. I think you need to discuss about climate change policies. What should be done? What the government should be done? What should do? What the industry should do? What the civil society should do? And water management is something where we have rains today, but we're not going to. We're fighting for water with Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra. But we have enough of rain. But we don't store it. So all these issues are there. Like these are the policy issues. Policy issues where because this our generation is the one generation which can act. Otherwise, by the time it will be too late. Climate change process today is irreversible. But then when you leave it for I think about 10, 20 years more, it's going to be irreversible. And then you're going to see a lot of suffering because of climate change. So this is something where I think you need to take up in a very, very progressive way. Or I think the CII, it's doing well, it's doing good. I think you've adopted a lot of lakes and ponds and water management and other issues. But a lot more needs to be done. A lot more noise needs to be done. A lot of noise. The government in Delhi should hear, the government in Chennai should hear, the government in the states should hear. So the noise you make, the youngsters make, this is for your future, the future of your offspring, and so that depends on the action we take today. So I think with these words I take some time. I'm so happy to address you.
Initiative done by the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Next, we will have Mr. Prashant Raju, Co-Chair of Dalit Young Indians Chennai Chapter, to introduce our Chief Guest, the Honorable former Vice President of India, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu. Please welcome Mr. Prashant.
Good morning, everybody. It's an honor to introduce Shri Venkaiah Naidu, sir, the Honorable former Vice President of India. Born on July 1st, 1949 in Chavattapalam, Nellore district, Andhra Pradesh, his journey from honorary begins to national prominence showcases his unwavering dedication to public service. Initiated into politics through the Jai Andhra movement in 1972, Venkaiah Naidu, sir, has championed the causes of farmers and underprivileged areas. His distinguished career includes serving as Minister for Rural Development, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, Ministry of Urban Development, Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, and Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Each role reflects his integrity, commitment, and dedication to the nation. As the 13th Vice President of India, Sri Venkaiah Naidu sir exemplifies fairness and maintains the decorum of the Rajya Sabha, enriching the quality of political discourse. His legacy also includes the Swarna Bharat Trust, which highlights his dedication to alleviating poverty and empowering youth.
பாராளுமன்றம் உறுப்பினர் திரு மோடி ராமதாஸ், யங் இந்தியன் பதவி தேசிய துணைத் தலைவர் திரு அருண் ரத்தோட், யங் இந்தியன் தலிர் தர்சன் முத்தார், யங் இந்தியன் கராத்தே தலைவர் திரு விஷால் மேத்தா, யங் இந்தியன் சென்னை அத்தியாயம் தலிர் ஸ்ரீனிவாஸ் அனந்தராமன், யங் இந்தியன் தலிர் யங் இந்தியன் சென்னை அத்தியாயம் தலியர் சேஷு கார்த்திக், அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். And my best wishes to all the youngsters who have all assembled here for this meaningful assembly. Friends, it's a wonderful initiative to train and tune the younger generation to the national polity and to the parliamentary legislative practices. I would like to compliment AA and this Young Indian chapter for taking this initiative and organizing this wonderful event. Friends, before I get into the other details, the Government of India Act 1919 gave effect to the Montague-Chelmsford reforms for the landmark in the Constitution of India, introduced a bicameral legislature at the centre and introduced some elements of responsible government in the provinces. The Central Legislative Council consisted of the Governor General and two houses, Legislative Assembly and the Council of State. The first Legislative Assembly constituted under the 1919 Act came into being in the centre in 1921. The historical background. In 1934, M.N. Roy first proposed the idea of a constituent assembly. The demand was taken up by the Congress party at the time. Congress party at the time was a movement. It was not a party. It was a movement for freedom. The Britishers accepted this in August 1940 under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946, and elections were held for the formation of the Constituent Assembly. The formation of the Constituent Assembly 6th December 1946 and the first meeting of the Assembly 9th December 1946. The Constituent Assembly is a body of popularly elected representatives assembled for the purpose of a drafting of a constitution, met first time on 9th December 1946. That's how this process of
started, and the Constitution of India was adopted on 26 November 1949. The day is also known as the Constitution Day or the National Law Day, celebrated to commemorate this event. The last meeting of the Constituent Assembly, 24th January 1950. The last meeting of the Constituent Assembly, Constitution of India, with 395 articles, 8 schedules, and 22 parts were signed and accepted by all. And this Constitution came into force in 26th January 1950. This is how we started our process. The first general election 1951-52 were held, and the Constitution of India came into force in 26th 1950. We are governed by the Constitution, which is drafted by our own representatives or ourselves to govern our country. So the Constitution is binding on all of us. That has to be kept in mind. And one must be familiar with the Constitution. By the next step, we had a wonderful presentation by M.O.D. Ramdas, one of the dynamic and responsible public representative, who have made an immense contribution to the growth of development of the country in various responsibilities he held, and he has earned a name. We are happy he is among us today to share his thoughts, and I am very much impressed by the way he has put forth various initiatives he has taken and the ideas he has. The last one, the important one, he wanted all his experts to be aware of the climate change, which is going to be the biggest problem, not only to India, but for all the people across the globe. This is a big challenge before us. The others are all there, as enumerated by some of our experts. They are also important. But the most is climate change. We must apply our mind, and we must formulate rules and regulations for ourselves, and we must abide. There is no dearth of rules and regulations. Sometimes we must abide. Because people, after independence, we are more concerned about the rights, less concerned about the responsibilities. We have a greater responsibility, and with the involvement of all people, we will be able to fight this big challenge that is climate change. So please keep that in the back of your mind. My dear youngsters, when I go to public functions, I particularly prefer public interaction with the experts, because they are the future of the country. They are properly guided. If their energies are channelized, the country will have a bright future. Keeping that in mind, even after I running into office, the Vice President of India, I keep going around the country, meeting people, greeting people, talking with people, walking with people, spending time with the people, interacting with the experts, exchanging ideas. That is my favorite pastime. That's why I said that I completed my tenure. I said I am retired, but not tired. I am going around, meeting and meeting. My dear youngsters, you are all interested in public some of you may become public representatives, parliamentarians. We should all keep in mind the background of the constitution evolved, how the democratic system evolved and functioning, what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses. And we must focus our attention to correct those weaknesses and see to it that we march forward. My dear youngsters, once upon a time India was known as Vishwa Guru. From across the globe, students used to come to our Nalanda, Takshashila, Vikramshila, the other universities which are ruined by the invaders and by other factors. We would like to acquire that position, acquire the position of Vishwa Guru, not to rule the world. We never did it. For information, 27% of the world GDP used to be from India. But we never attacked any country because we don't believe in colonial rule. Small countries, small. They came, they ruled us, they ruined us, they looted us, they cheated us. Secret fellows. English men. They came to do business. They entered here, this area, Kerala and Tamil Nadu to do spice business, spice. And then they captured the country, they ruled us for that very long years. The reason is disunity among the people, division on various factors. The reason is lack of cohesiveness in the society. The reason is that lack of patriotism, national outlook. That's how we lost our freedom. It took a lot of time to regain our freedom. That is history. So we must know the freedom movement youngsters. They must study about the country's past, culture, heritage. One point I want to involve. Second thing is go through the details of the evaluation of the constitution, the process. The third one is take interest, watch, observe what is happening in the legislature, the local bodies and parliament. 73 and 74th amendment to the constitution has given a lot of powers to the local bodies. 3 F's, funds, functions and functionaries were transferred to the local bodies. First union government, what do you call it, central government, union government. And then second is state government, different states. And the third one is local bodies, corporations and municipalities, are the panchayat administration. This is the 3-tier structure of our parliamentary system. And we are the largest parliamentary democracy in the world. And we should all work towards strengthening that. And feeling proud of our past alone is not sufficient. We must perform better for the future. That is another important thing that has to be kept in mind. And as I said, some of you may enter into public life, may become MLA, may become MP, may become minister. Future belongs to you. If you understand the importance of freedom, if you understand the importance of governance, if you understand the legislative practice, how the legislative practices start, how a law is made, at whatever it starts. Simple. Parties, we have a party system. Different parties, they are all registered. And parties, they discuss among themselves. They evolve some ideas and they come out with some policies. And the officers draft legislative proposals. And those legislative proposals are taken to assembly or to parliament. And then after discussion and debate, they are approved with some amendments, with some changes, without changes. and they become law, which are binding and all of this. We make the laws to govern ourselves. This is not law made by somebody else. Of course, some of these laws are made by Britishers. A lot of changes are coming, and then these archive laws are being replaced thanks to the initiative of the Prime Minister and the government. Successive governments also brought some changes, but this government is far forward in the process of bringing laws that are required to govern. That is the process in which you must be familiar. You must start reading about this. I will tell you, I also joined politics at a very young age. I was school people leader. I was college union president. I was student union chairman of the university. I was the youth wing president of the party at the state. I was youth wing R&D vice president. Then I was the state general secretary. Then I was the national general secretary. Then I was state party president. Then I was national president of the ruling party. I was rolled out to minister. Then armed out to minister. 4 times parliament. 2 times legislature. And then became the vice president, second highest. When I joined politics, I wanted to join politics, people in South, this part of the country, the party which I wanted to join is not strong. One elder politician of my district, my uncle took me to him for advice, and he asked me, what do you want to do? I said, I am interested in politics. He said, what party? I said, I wanted to join the party, but I was liking Bharati Atal Bihari. And then I said, why? Janasang, he is often made Babu. That is a North Indian party. Second thing he said, that is an urban party. Third thing he said, it's a Brahmin Korea party. Fourth thing he said, it's a vegetarian party. First 3 things did not disturb me, the fourth thing disturbed me. Because I was born non-vegetarian. I was very, then I asked elders afterwards. They said there is no such a rule. In meetings, we come for meeting, not for eating. We don't have a vegetarian That's how you can eat anything you want, and you know it also will also come and eat. Then I was assured. And I used to announce about the arrival of Sri Vajpayee to my town in Tanga. Those days party could not afford even to have a taxi or even an auto. So Tanga, for a short time. And I used to announce, I'll come to today evening, Adithanar Vajpayee is coming to our town, Narsamrada Samrat. That's how we used to call him. And then please join large numbers meeting at Cooperative Maidan. But I never imagined, I can tell you, that boy, Ikaya, who announced to Mike about the arrival of Adithanar Vajpayee, one day becomes the president of the ruling party at the center. And then governed the country's politics, the ruling party. Why I said this is all because one consistency. Initially, my party was contesting every time defeat. First time 9,000, second time 9,500. Very happy. Then 10,000, then 12,000, then 14,000. Defeat only every time, but still improvement. There is some improvement that also. But never thought of changing parties. The melody of the present political system is people change parties. One has to God himself or herself. You like a party, after studying the party, after understanding its structure, policies, then you join a party, be consistent. Don't change parties. For that now it's high time, not with people alone. You need to amend the constitution. There is an anti-defection act But the Act, there are loopholes. You cannot defect individually, but you can defect as a group. Retail defection is banned, but wholesale defection is banned. So this lacuna has to be corrected. For that we need to bring change. The second, another important aspect is that you must always keep in mind the dignity and decorum of the office you are going to hold. For a councillor, MLA, MLC, or parliamentarian, or minister. The language you speak, I am not talking of the language Tamil English Hindi. The language, words used, and the way you conduct yourself in the legislative body or in the party forum, that they should speak for your listening. That has to be kept in mind. And in Parliament also nowadays what is happening unfortunately, instead of improving ourselves, the situation is worsening, which is really disturbing. For that reason I want more and more youngsters to join politics. Because youngsters always are, they feel honest, they are dedicated, they don't be tempted by small attractions and all. They want to do something to the society. So I appeal to the youngsters, lot of youngsters should join politics, boys and girls. But after completing your studies, while being a student, understand politics, read politics, but don't join politics. It's a matter. First you must settle in your life, politics. Second, politics. And you must be consistent in your politics. I do not say that one should not change party at all in life. If the leader becomes autocrat, if the party goes against its own promises in the manifesto, yes. But that should be a rare occasion. But today what is happening, it's very difficult to identify. When I go and address a meeting and I say so party, people say, sir, very whisper, sir, he is not in the same party, sir. So it's like that I suggested recently in all these bus stands, in municipal towns, like, railway station and bus stand, arrival of so-and-so trains, so-and-so platform, so-and-so time. They put boards now. Like that now the time has come that we have to put boards in every town saying the so-and-so person presently today up to 6 o'clock in the morning, so-and-so party. Really, very, very pathetic. This situation. Not that everybody is changing parties, and then they change parties, they criticize the former leader whom they used to praise sky high. They accuse him, they attack him, they abuse him also. And another weakness that has come into the system is that the people not only criticize party policies or performance, they criticize individuals, and they also bring the names of the family members. This is also. And the language is abused sometimes. Some people have the habit of using abusive language. That should be totally avoided, and such practices should be condemned. Some people in Andhra, and I was speaking like this, these people are talking, Telugu is called as abusive, vulgar language is called as Boothul. They asked, some ladies asked me, sir, what is the way? How can we teach them? I said, they do hand. No sir, we can't even touch them, they are very powerful people. They attack, I said, don't touch them. Boothul Mahale Varaki, Boothulore Samadhan Japandi. People who are using abusive language, people as Boothul, you answer them in Boothul. They didn't understand. What did he say? Answer them in Boothul, go to the polling booth, press the button, finish. Automatically. You have seen the regime, different parties even in Tamil Nadu, powerful leaders. In Andhra, you have seen recently, party which had massive strength and been reduced from 150 to 11. Fight without saying anything, without doing anything, fight going inside, pressing the button. That is the beauty and strength of democracy, that is the beauty of the whole system. So we have to really see to it that politics should be understood first. And secondly, they should be studied, those water. And thirdly, enter politics. And then support good politics. And then maintain standards in public life. Be honest. Be committed to the people's welfare, overall welfare of the people. And then be instrumental in bringing good legislation. As we are talking of the larger issues, we mentioned unemployment, poverty. The India definitely is moving forward now. We are going to become the third largest economy in the world. We are already been the largest economy, we will become third largest economy in the world. We are the functional democracy in the world, largest. But there are, in spite of all these developments, we are reaching the moon. So many achievements are there in every sector, but still there are issues. 18 to 20% of the country's people are still illiterate. And around 18-20% of the people are living below poverty line. And then still there are certain areas where caste discrimination is made. Social discrimination on the basis of caste. Atrocious. You are all sitting side by side. You don't know the caste of the other person. But when it comes to social listing, there are instances happening in different parts of the country, even here also, that people are discriminated. They are kept aloof from the main activity. They are not allowed to draw water from the same well. Small things. They are very big things for them in the life. So this social discrimination must be brought to an end. No upper caste and lower caste. Who created this? Take up reservation, that's a different matter. But social hierarchy, we are all one. Irrespective of the caste, creed, sex, religion and religion, we are Indians. We are Indians, we are Indians. There should not be any such discrimination. And then there is gender discrimination also in certain areas. Even now, women are not getting their due. In certain areas, there is progress. But in certain areas, still given up. Girls, they are not allowed to have higher education. Though, it's very heartening to see that now the girls are in the forefront. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, efforts by various governments, by various parties. Today, when I go around the country, I address the convocation. Tomorrow also I am addressing a convocation of Guru Nanak. And afterwards, after our convocation address, the chief guest is supposed to present an award degrees. The number is huge, so you do not expect. What you call medal winners. 25 of them, they are called and they are presented medal by the chief guest. Others, vice chancellor, others. And to my happiness, I can tell you, I can share you because I go around the country. 65 to 70% of the top medalists are girls. That is it. Gender in total. And we must have political reservation. Of course, that alone is not going to change the situation that is required. But we must see to it that women gets their due and there is no discrimination. Some people say that they have been our. That's not the case. Originally it was not the case. If you look at India, what we call in our local languages, Bharata Mata. We would say Bharata Pita. We say Bharata Mata. Mother India, not Father India. That has been the practice. And even all the rivers in this country, the Nadis, they are all Ganga, Yamuna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, Saraswati. All these rivers are named after women. And even the believe in God and Goddess is also used. And Education Minister Saraswati Devi, Defense Minister Parvati Devi, and then Finance Minister Lakshmi Devi. Those days, both roles are given to women in the mythology. It's not, it came, the discrimination came into it. That has to be totally eradicated. Social discrimination, gender discrimination, and then war on poverty. We should see to it that economic disparities are reduced, and then we must see to it that urban-rural divide also is reduced. I had the fortune of working as a rural development minister, then fortune of working as an urban development minister. In Vajpayee's government, I was rural development minister. In Modi's government, I was urban development minister. I had both the portfolios. There were a lot of problems in the rural areas and the urban areas. In the urban areas, you have highways. In the rural areas, there is no way. Lot of good things. So when I became part of the rural development minister, that was a portfolio chosen by me. Prime Minister offered me first to have LRT portfolio because Rangaraja Kumaramangalam expired and he wanted me to be there in his place as Minister in the Government of India. So I told Prime Minister, sir, please explain me. I don't want LRT. Then he said, okay, sir, best answer. Then I said, sir, please explain me. I don't want surface answer. He got a little rescue and said, what is happening? Then finally, I met Adithanar and told him, Adithanar, you have to vote. Then Prime Minister, what is your choice? Then I went to Prime Minister for 8 years. Sir, I don't want any economic portfolio. Then he said, what else? I said, please give me agriculture. Then secretary told him, sir, the held by Nitish Kumar of Madurai, it cannot be disturbed. Then Prime Minister said, why it cannot be disturbed? So what is next? He said, rural development. He laughed at me. You understand what is rural development? He said, sir, I am from a rural area. I used to walk 5 kilometers a day to go to school. There is not even pictures in my school. I studied there in my mother tongue. That's why I wanted to rural development. If you are happy with rural development, as you know, Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, the rural road program was initiated when I was rural development minister, now across the country. Gramin Sadak Yojana, PMPSY, you see, first of course, because of I have the vision of the Adithanar lifetime, and I was able to take that initiative. So this urban-rural divide, we must take advantage. The people are moving towards urban areas, and urban areas also are facing problems, congestion, lot of other related issues. So both these things have to be studied, and we must create policies to see that these satellite towns are created and decongested and proper facilities, infrastructure facilities are provided in the rural areas so that education, higher education should move to rural areas. And people why go to urban areas, they go to urban areas for employment, entertainment and for enhanced facilities. If we are able to create them in the rural areas, then this migration will reduce drastically. This is an important area for consideration for proper legislation to get this urban-rural divide. And then you must see to it that economic disparity is also reduced. There will be disparities, like some are tall, some are tall, some are fair, some are less fair. There will be different things because it's a creation. But there should not be discrimination on the basis of blood, on the basis of the person, color. This artificial discrimination has come in between, you should comprehend. For that we must develop an aptitude to bring the necessary legislation. Then, my dear youngsters, you join more days after completing your studies, becoming something in life on your own, try to see that these narratives that have taken place in the project system, they are removed, and you are working to rules, you have able to bring corruption, various though it has reduced in the past, but at various levels it still is there. This is the enemy. Corruption is the enemy. It eats away the vitals of our youth. Keeping that in mind, we must fight corruption. And then another important thing is we must enhance the stature of the nation. People are losing respect for politics. Politics is for them very pious, very noble profession. It is a mission. It should be treated as a mission. Passion. We should not give any remission or do any omission or expect any commission. We must have passion for the sake of the nation. That is politics. We must work for such type of politics. As I was saying about the conduct of the legislature, the conduct of the legislature, you must stand in your feet. You must prepare yourself. I come from a rural area. As I told you, I became minister here. I used to go to the library every day. Read the debates of the Constitutional Assembly. Read how the great speeches made by Vidu Masani, Vidu Modi, Indian of the same year. And then great speeches made by Vajpayee, Subir Gupta, Hiren Mukherjee, different parties, how they used to speak and what subject. By reading them in the library. And then in Parliament, when you go to Parliament or something, first thing is you must sit in your seat continuously and watch the proceedings and hear the speeches of seniors. How they are approaching it, how they are enlightening a particular aspect. These things. That gives you a lot of time. That's how I have learned. I have no political background. None in my family were in politics. I don't have the advantage of it. My father and grandfather came up. None of them were in politics. But I joined politics and then came up because of this. One is taking interest and then watching the leaders and hearing their speeches and then in the assembly, I was there in assembly also. I used to sit regularly without pain. Morning 8 to 1, so this assembly from 8 to 1, continuously in assembly, watch others. Then later, of course, I became one of the important legislators in the spirit of Parliament. That's how I came up in life. And even in Parliament also, first time when I went to Parliament, I used to study. But that speeches were very different legislators at that time. And then prepare myself, and then go and then try to project it before the Parliament. And see to it that the other parliamentarians are impressed by our approach. That is one also to over start hard you are attentive to other speeches and then you are sincere to your duty. That should be another important aspect of public learning in becoming ideal legislation. My dear friend, we must always try to remember our culture, our heritage, respecting elders. And then we must also develop the habit of being friendly with the nature. Nature is very important for our growth, for development. What is happening is that we have played with the nature. Now nature is giving back to us. How many years? Very neat, right things. We must, for that simple thing is love and live with the nature. Nature, culture together for bright future. Nature, culture, planting the trees, allowing them to grow, and allowing the rivers to grow. We are seeing the rivers are encroached, the rivulets are encroached, the tanks are encroached. I did not explain in detail to the people of Tamil Nadu. I have seen what happened, number of times. Velacheri, once I went there, it's a beautiful place now. When rains came, Velacheri, one has to go by boat within the city. Because all the rivulets and water bodies, encroachment has become a culture. We must see that these encroachments are removed. The river, Kum River. There is no river as such. So everybody leaves the train into the Kum River. These practices, we must see to it, we educate people properly. Civic sense should be instilled in the people by, not only by bringing effective legislative proposals, but also by good examples, by a councillor, or by a mayor, or by the elected authorities. This is another important thing one has to remember in life. Your stature is not decided by the way you put your attire. When I became vice president, media people asked me, sir, now that you have become vice president, I have become vice president. They were hesitating to ask me. I said, please, come on here, what is your question? They said, sir, now that you have become vice president, I said, how many times you repeat it? Come on, what is your question? They said, what about your trust, sir? Trust. So you have become vice president. I told them, you become vice president, no change of trust, only change of address. From 30 Abdul Kalam Road, it was earlier Aurangzeb Road, it has been changed. Abdul Kalam Road to 6 more Ajad Road. That's the vice president. No change of dress, no change of address. I can tell you, friends, I go around the country, I go around the globe also, attend some international conferences. I have attended the Asian conference in Adithanar. 126 leaders were there in the meeting. There was a group photo. Next day I saw a photo. I could find my photo very prominently. Only 2 people were very prominent in that. All of them were wearing black suits. Myself and the Grand President, we were in our normal dress. We had white dress, so photo easily both of us could be identified. So there is no, only because you wear suit, hat, your future will go. It's not like that. It's by your contact, by your contribution. So for that, one must enrich, enhance his capacity and her capacity. For that also again, hard work is very much required. In Parliament, people now, we don't have good examples. We have some good examples, but good examples are not given importance for the media. The media also has become sensational. Sensational means it becomes senseless. The sense becomes less, it becomes sensation. You are seeing what is happening in the social media. Now the social media is slowly getting into becoming anti-social. This electronic gadgets and all that is not of improvement. Cell phone, if you use cell phone beyond a point, it will become a health phone. Health. Cell phone will become a health phone. So we must see to it, our youngsters and we ourselves do not use the phone beyond 8 o'clock in the night or 7 o'clock in the night. Nothing is going to happen. But people, the cinema, these electronic gadgets, and then the new habit now, instead of having creative thinking, we don't think, we try to go to Google. What is the distance from Central State to your place? Google. Then what is your father's name? They may come and you are asked, what is your wife's name? Google. It's an unfortunate situation. The creative thinking is going. So children should not be permitted to use cell phones beyond a time. I am not giving any what you call directions. I am suggesting from my experience. If you get up early in the morning, another important aspect to come up with life is you must develop the habit of getting up early in the morning. Before sunrise, you must rise. Sunrise, not your sunrise. You must get up and complete your work before the sunset. Unless you are an employee, night shift and all that. Complete it. Take food early and then spend some time with the grandparents. In life, it's very important to spend time with the grandparents. because they have lots of knowledge, wisdom. If they transfer it to you, they are our first teachers. This is, but unfortunately, the present system, slowly the family system is getting withered away. And secondly, children do not have time to spend time with the grandparents. The grandparents want to talk to them also, I'm busy. What busy? Nobody knows. What is busy? I asked one boy, he was telling me, sir, I was so busy yesterday. I said, what is your busy? Take a white paper, half a page, you write down what you have done yesterday. How? What busy? He wrote down. Enthusiastically, I have gone through it. He said, I was busy in the morning, I was busy in the afternoon, I was busy in the evening, I was busy in the night. What busy means? Meaningless wastage of time. So there has to be proper planning of time in life. What to do, what are the priorities, what are the important things, and spending time with the family. It gives you happiness, it brings you peace of mind, and you can share and care in the core of Indian philosophy. Share and care in the core of Indian philosophy. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. That has been our principle given by our elders. So keep that in mind. One, get up early, then do some exercise a little bit. Whatever exercise you want to do, do it. Running, jogging, working, or playing some game. I am 75. 2 months back I was playing badminton regularly. Was because back pain not without getting tired. Some physical activity, some do some yoga. Some boy said, sir, yoga is good, sir, but yoga does not belong to any religion. Yoga is universal. And my boys, I told me, sir, yoga means Surya Namaskara and all. I said, if you have problem with Surya Namaskara, do Chandra Namaskara. No problem. Moon, Chandra means moon. He understood. I said, yoga has no religion. Some people say, sir, Modi ji has, Modi ji has got individual week and thanks to his education got approved by the United Nations. Now, how the countries are following yoga. Yoga is not because of Modi, it is for the body. You have to understand it. So physically fit, you will be mental error. If you are physically fit, you will be mental error. And then read, digest, understand, and then share with others. They will remain their experience. Understand each other's knowledge and problems and way of looking at things. Automatically your knowledge will enhance. And then, as I told you, to eat very nutritious meals. My dear youngsters, I am telling you, the country is going to be ruined because of this new habit of one is following the Western culture, second is eating the junk food. One boy told me, sir, food and all that take time, sir. That's why now it's instant food is available. Tomato, whatever it is. Available. I said, food cannot. He said, instant food. I said, instant food means constant disease. This has to be understood. Pizza, burger and all, they are not suitable to our bodies. In Western countries, okay, for their weather and all, that's fine. For us, we have so many varieties. I did not explain about number of items in Tamil Nadu. Wonderful items. Beautiful done. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, you have how many items you can't even remember. That many items are available. Now our food is becoming now universal. You go to even New York, you will have idli sambar there also. Or vada, or idli, or sambar, or pongal. I'll reach in that time. Today morning before coming here, I went to Woodland Hotel. Because I remember during my student days, I used to come to Chennai from Bangalore. We used to go to Woodland Hotel and enjoy dosa. I wanted to taste the dosa today morning. I went to Woodland Hotel. Food is very good. I am not advocating that you should all go to Woodland Hotel. You go to any land, put some land, that's all. Put some land, proteinous food. Swaminathan has suggested that we are all eating food, but we are not eating proper proteinous food. We have great millets, cereals, which are rich in fiber, rich in protein. We are not eating them. And we are eating white rice, white, plain, nothing, plain. Totally portion, taking away all the proteinous things. These are all things that one must apply in their mind and feel it, learn from your grandparents, then learn from your grandparents, and then practice your life and you become physically fit also, mentally strong. And then follow timings. At night, don't spend more time with their electronics. These are some of the suggestions. You may think I am former vice president, we call him for lecture, he is talking about eating idli sambar, and then talking about, these are all important for a strong nation. We want strong people, strong physically and mentally also, knowledgeable, responsible people to come up in life. Don't follow the bad examples of some people in parliament. There are many people who does their hard work and some excellent because they are not reported by the media properly because for media sensation has become the order of the day. There are number of people who go through the debates. Don't worry about those people. Some people have the habit of tearing away the papers in parliament and then challenging each other, come on. They fold their hands also and then say, come on, come out. For a fellow, you were outside this yesterday, you were elected to go inside. Now you are challenging him to come better on the second side. It is not a good thing for any legislator. He must set examples. Watching people are watching across the state, across the country, what their MLA is doing, MP is doing, and councillor is doing. Fist fights, tearing of papers, and some people have rushed. They have habit of crowd, they become angry, they rush to the well of the house. I remember famous quote of C.R. Gopalachari, great man C.R. He said, if you are not well of the facts, go to the well of the house. Well is it inside, no? Between the chair and the member, there is some space, open space. As far as well. He said, if you are not well on the facts, then go to the well of the house. That is how he commented about people rushing to the well and all. That's not a good practice. Discuss, debate and decide. 3D. I have given them 3D formula. Discuss, debate and decide. Do not disrupt. Both D is not do. And then, as the people say, sir, we are in opposition. Yes, we are in opposition. You want to criticize the government, criticize. Talk out or walk out, but don't make a breakout. Because breakout means it will become all out for democracy. So you talk out or walk out. Protest, you want to protest, talk out, and then walk out. And then, let the government, I have a simple principle. That to some extent I succeed in allowing it in Rajya Sabha. Let the government propose. Let the opposition oppose if they want to. Let the government propose, let the opposition oppose, let the house dispose. It is for the body. Let the body propose and dispose. That's the simple principle in democracy. These things have to be kept in mind so that the parliamentary democracy has to function effectively. The members have to come prepared and they must be well intentioned. They must try to behave in an ideal manner. That is the other important aspect in public life. My dear youngsters, what I am saying is have ethical good conduct. Good conduct. Simply becoming an orator alone. No. You must have ethics, values, some principles. We have seen great people, even Tamil Nadu, great people, great leaders, maybe different parties, different shades, but we have great people in every party. Even now you see, don't estimate them simply by their appearance or by their dress alone. They are not leaders. Nobody in Hamdas with the skirt, you might have seen his father. Very simple. One may agree and may not agree with policies, but somebody has strictly to the policies, simple, whatever he has. That's how one should really live his life. Simple. living, noble thinking. That is what is required for good individuals and democracy to succeed. Please keep this in mind. The great sacrifice made to the people, Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Lot of talbot were there. And there were great sages like Swami Vivekananda, Subramania Bharati here, great poet. We watch Chidambaram Pillai, Veerampandi Kattabamman. Lot of examples are there. Within our state, province and region also. We must study their lives and we must see to it that we follow the path shown by them. Then we will be able to really enrich the society and then enhance the prestige of our state and the nation. These are some of the ideas I wanted to exchange with you, and I would like you all to please see to it that you conduct yourselves in a better manner and improve your personality, improve standards of the people, and improve the state and the country. This is my simple advice to all of you. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Nandri.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful address. We are all privileged to have had this opportunity to hear your inspiring words. Some of the students have requested us to give them an opportunity for some questions. If you're okay, we would like to take it now. Shweta Mahanasi PS from Subala PIT School, Coimbatore.
Come on, come.
Good morning, sir.
I would be happy to say Namaskar, sir, and good morning. This good morning is again a habit given by the English people. Morning, good morning. Afternoon, good afternoon. Evening, good evening. And later, good night. We four things. Namaskar. Namaskaram. Vanakkam. Morning, vanakkam. Afternoon, vanakkam. Night, afternoon, vanakkam. Please.
Sir, I'm Shweta Mahalakshmi, and my question is, as an aspiring civil servant, I'm really inspired by your journey from humble beginning to becoming the Vice President of India. Sir, could you share us a key moment or principle that significantly shaped your success as Vice President?
Simple, they told you hard work. Hard work. And then following certain standards in public life. And as Vice President, you are the chairman. No more politics. Trying to be fair to all, given opportunity to opposition. After all, for strengthening of the democracy and for success of the parliament system, you need opposition to be strong. And you need opposition to have their voice. So, I follow that, and to the extent possible, I have succeeded in my responsibility as a Vice President. Because Vice President is your responsibility. One is Vice President, representing the country. Second is presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha, chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Next.
Ishan TV Ray from Chennai Public School.
Namaskar, sir. Greetings to all the dignitaries and my fellow participants. Sir, I would like to pose a question that if the youth of our nation were to paint a picture of the future as envisioned by the draft National Youth Policy, what colors do you believe would dominate this canvas and why?
Color should be always bright, and color should be always what you call encouraging. I don't describe it in particular color. Color is of success, color of coming with new ideas, color of ending all sort of discrimination, color of enriching everybody, color of empowering everybody. That should be the approach, and those things, if everybody is empowered, and if the lowest, as Mahatma Gandhi said and Dr. Ambedkar has said, taking care of the weakest, lowest, that should be our priority. If that is well done, I will be happy.
Thank you so much.
K.M. Devadarshini from Swami School, Chennai.
your nursery.
Vanakkam, to all the dignitaries and our fellow citizens, good morning. So my question for you, sir, in today's society, a lot of education institutions concentrate on need and ready aspirants. In for aides is looking after other professions like journalism, chef, teachers, writers and authors, and other things. And we also have certain schools which devote the science stream to the medicine department and the computer stream to the engineering department. So do you think this is a good motion for the nation, or does it narrow down the opportunity right in front of a student?
So the choice must be wide open, should not be confined. But only thing is that some over here, people have developed a weakness for engineering, this sort of courses and all, which are not that much necessary for the country. So there should be, choice should be wide open. And education institutions should provide various subjects and then allow the students to grow and then develop their passion later. The choice should not be restricted. And the examination system, I don't condemn examination system as such, as some people does it. There is always improvement going to the loopholes. If any, whatever is highlighted by anybody, the government must always try to improve the system. There has to be some competition, there has to be some examination. You cannot yourself declare that I am the winner. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir, for interacting with our young leaders. This will truly be a memorable moment and something they will cherish for life. On behalf of YI, I would like to request all the dignitaries for a selfie with us in this participation. I request everyone to please stand on their own places so that you are visible.
And it is heartening to see in my
would like to request Mr. Arun Rathod to felicitate our chief guest, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu sir. I would like to request Mr. Arun Rathod to felicitate our guest of honor, Shri